13-year-old walked into her kitchen at 3:45 on a Tuesday and found her own mother face down on the floor. What her mother had been quietly hiding from her for almost 8 months is what you need to hear. Maya was 13 years old, and she lived in a small second-floor apartment with her mother and brother. Her mother, Rebecca, worked as a registered nurse at the local hospital from 8 in the morning until 6 at night. Her father had moved to Houston 2 years earlier after the divorce, and the kids visited him every summer in July. Her younger brother, Liam, was 10 years old, and he stayed late at school on Tuesdays for the robotics club. Maya walked home from school every weekday at 3:30 and used her own house key to unlock the front door. Tuesday afternoons were the only days of the week when Maya had 2 full hours alone in the apartment. Her after-school routine had been exactly the same for almost 3 full school years, without any change at all. She dropped her backpack by the front door and kicked off her shoes near the kitchen entrance every time. Then she walked into the kitchen for a strawberry yogurt and a granola bar from the second cabinet drawer. After her snack, she played Roblox for exactly 1 hour on the family laptop in the living room. Her mother was the kind of woman who wrote handwritten sticky notes for both her children on the fridge every morning. That Tuesday morning, her mother had written, "Take out the chicken at 4. Love you both, Mom." Maya had a math test the next morning, and she planned to study for it after her usual Roblox hour. She walked the 4 blocks home that Tuesday afternoon with her headphones in and her mind on the math test. She did not notice anything unusual about the building or the staircase on her way up to the second floor. She had no idea that the next 8 minutes of her life were going to change every single thing she knew. What she was about to find in her own kitchen was something nobody had ever prepared her for at school. Maya turned her own key in the apartment lock and pushed the front door open at 3:46 that day. She kicked off her sneakers near the doormat and dropped her backpack against the hallway wall, like every other day. Then she walked through the small living room toward the kitchen for her yogurt and her granola bar. She turned the corner into the kitchen without looking up from the screen of her phone at first. Then she finally looked up, and her whole body stopped moving in the middle of the kitchen tile. Her mother was lying face down on the kitchen floor, about 6 feet in front of her sneakers. Her mother's right arm was bent under her body at a strange angle below her shoulder blade. There was a small, dark stain on the kitchen tile near her mother's head and the bottom cabinet. Maya did not move for almost 3 full seconds. She could not breathe and she could not think. She finally whispered one single word out loud into the silent kitchen. She whispered, "Mom." Her mother did not move at all. Her mother did not answer her. Her mother did not even seem to be breathing. Maya took her own phone out of her back pocket with shaking hands and slowly dialed 911. A calm female voice answered the call on the second ring. She said, "911, what is your emergency?" Maya gave the dispatcher her home address very slowly and very clearly, without crying one single tear. The dispatcher kept her on the line and told her exactly what to do until the paramedics arrived. What Maya was told to do in the next 7 minutes is the part of this story she does not remember. The first paramedic came up the stairwell with a red emergency bag exactly 6 minutes and 40 seconds later. 2 paramedics knelt down beside her mother and started checking her pulse and her pupils right away. Maya stood in the kitchen doorway, watching everything they did without saying a single word to either of them. One of the paramedics asked her gently if there was anybody she could call to come pick her up. Maya called her father in Houston. He answered the phone on the very first ring at his desk. Her father was on a flight from Houston to her city within 90 minutes of hearing what she had said. The paramedics carried her mother down the stairwell on a yellow stretcher and into the back of the ambulance. Maya rode in the front passenger seat of the ambulance with the dispatcher who had stayed with her on the phone. Her brother Liam was picked up directly from his school robotics club by their neighbor across the hall. Maya sat in the hospital waiting room with her brother Liam for almost 4 full hours that Tuesday evening. Her father landed at the airport at 9:47 and reached the hospital lobby by 10:30 that night. He held both his children for almost 10 minutes in the waiting room before any of them spoke a word. A doctor came out around 11 that night with a clipboard and a face Maya could not read at all. The doctor said her mother was stable but unconscious and was being moved to the intensive care unit upstairs. Maya and Liam and her father all slept on a small couch in the waiting room until Wednesday morning. Her mother was still in a coma all day Wednesday and all day Thursday on the 5th floor ICU ward. Maya sat by her bed for 14 hours each day, reading school books and Roblox forums out loud. She did not eat much. She did not sleep much. She did not let go of her mother's right hand once. Her mother finally opened her eyes for the first time on Friday morning at 6:45 in the ICU. She looked at Maya. She looked at Liam. She looked at their father. She started crying very quietly. She held Maya's hand. She held Liam's hand. She did not say one single word for almost 10 minutes. Then she finally spoke. Her voice was small and tired, but her words were the most careful words Maya had ever heard. What her mother told her over the next 15 minutes was something she had been hiding for almost 8 months. Her mother said she had been having terrible headaches since the second week of February that year. She had gone to her own doctor in March because the headaches had not stopped for almost a month straight. Her doctor had sent her for a brain scan at the hospital on the very first Monday in April. The brain scan had found a small, slow-growing, benign tumor in the left side of her mother's brain. The tumor was the kind that needs surgery to remove, but rarely needs urgent emergency surgery in most cases. Her mother had scheduled the surgery for the second week of November, so the kids would finish first semester first. She had not told Maya. She had not told Liam. She had not told their father in Houston either. She had told only her own sister and her best friend at work, who drove her to every appointment. Maya looked at her mother in the hospital bed and asked her one quiet question through her own tears. She asked her mother, "Mom, why did you not tell us? Why did we not get to know any of this?" Her mother held both her hands and answered her with the most honest answer she would ever give her in her life. She said, "Honey, I wanted you and your brother to have one last normal year before everything had to change." She said, "I wanted you to go to school and play Roblox and worry about a math test on Wednesday." She said, "I did not want you to worry about my brain for a single day before you absolutely had to." Maya did not say anything back. She just put her head down on her mother's hand and cried very quietly. Her mother also told her one more thing she had been carrying alone for almost 230 days. Her mother said the surgery had been moved up to the following Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock sharp. The fall in the kitchen had been caused by a small seizure related to the slow growth of the tumor. The neurosurgeon said the operation would take about 8 hours and recovery would take about 6 full weeks. What would happen during the surgery on Tuesday is the part of this story Maya will rewrite forever in her own head. This is the part of the story that, if you are watching this, you should hear twice. The neurosurgeon worked on Maya's mother for exactly 8 hours and 23 minutes that Tuesday morning. Maya and her brother sat in the family waiting room with their father from 6 in the morning. They did not eat anything all day. They did not turn on the television. They did not check their phones. The surgeon walked into the waiting room at 3:11 that afternoon, still wearing his scrubs and a small smile. He said, "We got all of it out. It was benign. Your mother is awake. She is asking for both of you." Maya did not move from her chair at first. She was waiting for the catch she could not find in his words. There was no catch. There was no second sentence with worse news in it. There was only her mother awake. Maya understood something in that hospital waiting room that nobody had ever explained to her at school or anywhere else. Her mother had not been hiding the tumor because she was scared. Her mother had been hiding it because she was strong. Her mother had been carrying the weight of a possible death for almost 8 months alone in her own body. She had been going to work every day and coming home every night and writing sticky notes about chicken on the fridge. She had been making sure her 2 kids had 1 more year of school where nothing was wrong with anything. She had paid for that with the weight of carrying the entire truth by herself for 230 days. That is the thing nobody tells you about the parents who love you the most in your entire life. They will swallow 1,000 pieces of bad news so you can have 1 more normal Tuesday after school. They will let you worry about a math test instead of letting you worry about whether they will be alive in November. That is not weakness. That is not lying. That is the hardest job in every parent's whole entire life. Maya finally understood that her mother had been protecting her for almost 8 months without her ever knowing it. Her mother came home from the hospital on a Saturday morning, 10 days after the 8-hour brain surgery. Maya and Liam had cleaned the entire apartment the night before. The kitchen tile was spotless and smelled like lemon. Her father stayed for almost 2 months with them in the apartment while their mother recovered from the surgery. He cooked dinner every night. He drove them to school every morning. He sat with their mother in the living room. Maya did not play Roblox at all for the entire first month her mother was home from the hospital. She sat by her mother's chair instead and read books to her every afternoon after school until 5 o'clock. By the end of the 2nd month, her mother was strong enough to walk to the corner store on her own. By the end of the 3rd month, she was back at the hospital, working part-time as a nurse on the day shift. If you are watching this, here is what Maya learned that Tuesday afternoon in her own kitchen at 3:46. If you find an adult in your life on the floor and they are not moving, call 911 right away. Give them your home address very slowly. Give them your floor number. Stay on the phone until help arrives at your door. Do not try to lift them. Do not try to wake them. Do not try to drive them to the hospital yourself. Trained paramedics will be at your door inside 8 minutes in most American cities and most American suburbs. The second thing Maya learned is the harder one to admit out loud at 13 years old in any kitchen. Every adult in your house is carrying something heavier than you can see from across a kitchen table at dinner. They are carrying it on purpose because they decided you do not have to carry any of it yet. That is not lying. That is the most generous thing any adult will ever do for a child in their whole life. If a parent ever hides something hard from you to protect your last normal year, do not be angry about it. Be honored by it. Be grateful for it. That was love wearing the most painful disguise it knows how to wear. Maya still has her mother today. They write each other sticky notes on the fridge every single morning before school. Has a parent ever hidden something hard from you to keep your life feeling normal a little longer? Tell me below. If you watched until the end, like and subscribe so you do not miss new stories. See you next time.